Hey guys, Kingpin here, and today we're back at the Primate Center of Conservation. Today's a big day because the Rainforest Pavilion is finally done. Just look how big this thing turned out. 4 species of primates, as well as 15 exhibit animals, call this their home now. All 4 of those primate species are critically endangered, and the goal of this mini-series has been to bring awareness to them, as well as why they're endangered and what we can do as a community to help it stop. We found out that deforestation is actually what's causing their habitat loss, and for their numbers to be dropping critically in the wild. That's why I designed the Rainforest, from scratch too, so they can have a piece of their home when they're here. You'll find inside that there is no shortage of plants, I promise you that. Before we get started today, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. We're so close to 500 subs. Spoiler from behind the scenes, but 500 subs is when YouTubers can start to get monetized, and I think it would be really cool for a Planet Zoo channel to actually be able to donate some of the monetization to various charities of the animals that we're building exhibits for. But speaking of exhibits, let's check out the first one. The first exhibit that you'll see in our entire zoo is the first one of the rainforest as well, and it's our Mandrills. Native to the rainforest of West Africa, mandrills are among the world's largest monkeys, but they're critically endangered due to deforestation and habitat loss. Like any animal in our franchise, only the best is good enough. We want them to feel as at home as possible, so nothing short of 100% wellness is gonna fly here. Luckily, like our 3 lemur species we added beforehand, our mandrills are adjusting extremely well to their new life here, and they seem to enjoy it a lot. Since this area primarily houses primates, we had to research a lot of enrichment. Typically in this game, the more intelligent an animal is, the more entertainment it needs, so we got them plenty of toys and plenty of areas to climb. The guests also get some enrichment of their own since they have a viewing dome. But enough waiting, let's head inside. The first thing that you're going to notice is that there's plants and wildlife everywhere in here. That was the main idea when building it. It's not called the rainforest because it's barren and dry. As soon as you walk in, you'll be greeted with our 3 frogs. We have golden poison dart frogs, orange and black poison dart frogs, and then we have American bullfrogs. These guys are always tricky to see. Let's see if we can't find one. Yeah, there's one right there on that rock. They're really small, a lot smaller than you'd think they are, and surprisingly they blend in pretty well, because the golden ones don't at all. These are our bullfrogs. Sometimes they like to go in the water, sometimes they like to be on the land. They're a lot bigger though, so they're not very hard to see. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time looking for them today, so if we can't find them right away, we'll just move on. And it's looking like we're going to move on. After that, you'll be greeted with our first set of stairs. This takes you to the second story of the rainforest, in my opinion, the best decorated area by far. As soon as you get up here, you're greeted by some palm trees, which actually start growing on the first floor. They span 2 stories because they're so tall. On the right side, as soon as you get up, you'll have an upstairs viewing of the mandrills. This is probably the best area to view them from besides the outdoor pavilion. It's just good to get a bird's eye view. Continuing straight, even though none of them are up here currently, this is our ring-tailed lemur exhibit. We'll get a better view of them when we go downstairs again though. The mandrill exhibit continues to be all the way along the wall. You have a bunch of different areas to view them. Aside from adding as many plants as possible to make it look like a real rainforest, one of the goals of building this giant exhibit was to have as many possible viewing points for the animals as possible. If you think about it, the ring-tailed lemurs have 8 ways you can see them, 4 corners on the top and 4 corners on the bottom, and they can be in any of them. These are the red-ruffed lemurs, the second exhibit you'll find on the second floor. There's a ton of them down here, and just like the ring-tailed lemurs, they have a 2-story exhibit where you can see them from any. It looks like right now they're all eating though, which means they're mostly going to be on the first floor. If you continue on past this, you get to the insect pavilion, one of my personal favorite areas. In the middle, we used the same idea with the palm trees before, except now it's a viewing area where you can see the black and white ruffed lemurs. Their exhibit's only one story. But here we also have 12 different exhibits. We've got newts, we've got frogs, we've got spiders, we've got leaf insects, we've got it all. These Goliath frogs are some of my favorites. Just look how big he is. But yeah, we've got bird eaters, we've got salamanders, we've got every single exhibit animal in the game pretty much, except for reptiles. If you recall, if you watch the episodes building this place, we don't have a single reptile in here, only amphibians and insects. This is cause we might build a reptile house later on, and I didn't want to have two in the same zoo or franchise quite yet. There's so many animals in this game, it just didn't make sense to make such a repetitive exhibit back to back. But yeah, we named this area New World Wonders, because pretty much all of these insects come from the New World. The New World means North and South America, since, according to history, that was the land that was discovered last. We have 4 zookeepers that work this area. 2 of them are assigned to the exhibits, and the other 2 are assigned to the habitats. That way, everything remains pretty well fed, and there's really no issues with the animals here at all. Heading down to the first story again, down these stairs, you're then greeted with an education area where you can learn a little bit about height of gorillas. Right before you enter the food court, we have 2 little restaurants. We have a pizza pen and a Pip Shot water. They're the only ones in the zoo so far, so guests still get pretty thirsty and hungry. But after that, you're then greeted by the black and white ruffed lemurs. We went over it in the episode about them that's dedicated to them, but black and white ruffed lemurs don't necessarily climb as high as the other species, so their exhibit's only one story. Unlike these red ruffed lemurs who have 2 since they spend all of their time in the trees. There's a whole lot of them in there. Moving on, we have our staff pavilion, and this area is a little bit unfinished, but nobody goes in here, so I don't mind. I left it open so you guys could customize it on your own accords, depending on what you need in there. This is going to go up on the workshop after all. Moving on right before the ring-tailed lemurs, we have this little pond with some misters to give it a kind of whimsical effect. I think it worked nicely. But this is our first floor viewing of the ring-tailed lemurs, and it looks like one of them's being escorted out right now. You don't have the best view of them down here. It's better to go up and look down. The staff also have really quick access to the Mandrills outdoor exhibit. It's convenient for when one of them gets sick or injured. Back on the path, you'll then pass the centerpiece of the first floor, then see the Mandrills' other indoor viewing section. There's an education exhibit there too. You'll then pass a restroom, and then go back to the black and white ruffed lemurs exhibit. If you'll follow the path, you can see the other side of the frogs enclosures, but then you're done. It's really convenient how this thing is just a big loop, and it's easy to see everything in one go. I am extremely happy of how this turned out, and it was the first exhibit we made in the zoo. We did all of this off of just a single loan of the smallest amount. If this doesn't prove that any species of lemur is the best starting animal in the game, I don't know what will. In case you missed it, yesterday I made a community post explaining why I changed the YouTube banner and the logo of the channel. What I didn't explain is why I made the banner exactly how I did. In case you didn't see it, the banner is our name, Kingpin, and then it has a bunch of animals on it. In fact, those animals are the exact same ones we've put into both of our franchises so far. They're all in there. Next to that, however, are 3 words: education, entertainment, and environment. And these are kind of the 3 things that I want the channel to start taking more notice to. Calling them something like the 3 pillars of the channel would be a very accurate description. My guarantee to you guys is if you watch these videos, you will find educational content about the environment that will be entertaining. The second I can't provide that is the second you unsubscribe and stop watching. That being said, we're going to branch out and do a little bit more varied content with the education portion. Education doesn't necessarily just mean learning about the animals that are in the videos, it means learning about the game itself. I'm thinking about starting to do a small top 5 series, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you be interested? With finals having just ended, I can put a lot more effort into the production of these videos, do longer videos, more entertaining videos, have videos of far longer education segments, anything you guys want. This isn't going to be an entire rebrand or redesign of the channel. If you liked what we've done so far, it's going to stay relatively the same. I think just making things a little bit more professional is a good way to describe what's going to be happening from now on. Better production value, better videos, better quality, more entertainment. I'm also going to be making a few social media accounts on various platforms for the channel, so that way we can engage better as a community together. So keep an eye out for that. It's not done yet though. I think that's going to do it for today's episode, though. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're excited about the good news and the stuff that's coming in the future. With all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Kingpin out. Catch you in the next one. Maybe I'll get a new outro, too.